برحب فيكم مشاهدينا وين ما كنتوا بلبنان والعالم. اليوم رح نخوض عالم الموضة وبشكل خاص عالم القبعات. بيسرني يكون معي اليوم سيمون سييرا ألفاريز يلي رح يخبرنا عن مشروع The House of Heaven. How did you discover the magic of hats creation? كيف اكتشفت فكرة تنسيق القبعات؟ Since when did you decide that you want to create hats for a living? من امتين قررت انه تكون هيدي مهنتك؟ From where do you get the inspiration to create each piece? لكن من وين تاخدوا الافكار وشو اللي بيلهمكم لحتى تقدروا تصمموا هالموديلات وهالقبعات؟
I remember how all this started. This all started as a college project for Manuela for the industrial design career, where she was supposed to build a brand from scratch, choose all the packaging, all the materials, and most importantly, the product. As I told you, she's been always a follower of fashion, and she thought, why not hats? It was very funny to look at her running around the whole city of Cali, delivering these weird-looking pyramid purple boxes. Everybody was so impressed, like, why is this girl running around with this? What is inside this? And it was very funny when they come close to her and ask her, like, is this a cake? Where did you buy this cake? And she was like, no, this is not a cake. This is a hat, a hand-woven hat made by Colombian hands with Colombian fabrics. It was very funny, and since then I remember it would be interesting if she grows this beyond just a college project and make it a life project, which is what has become so far. Since 2018, I've been a partner with her, and it's been our mission to bring the hat back on the map, on the fashion trends, to make it a must for every man and woman's wardrobe, for any special occasion they have. Why not make a nice dinner party a little bit more classy and sophisticated with a fine wool hat, which I'm going to show you next, or make your beach trip a little bit more wild and fun. It is so fun for us to be working in this together. We've been very close since very young age, and I'm very proud of what Manuela has done so far. So we hope this is going to be in the future our life project and make it our most valued possession.
بلشت الفكرة بمشروع بالجامعة كانت عم تشتغل عليه مانويلا، وكانت بس تكون حاملة العلبة يلي فيها القبعة. الكل يسألوها شو في داخل هالعلبة، وحتى كان البعض يفتكروا انه فيها قالب حلوى. هالقد كانت بقلنا هالعلبة مميزة وقطعة فنية بحد ذاتها. بدأت الفكرة مع مانويلا بسنة 2014، وهو شاركها بسنة 2018 حتى أسسوا The House of Heaven، وهن بيعملوا جدا على صورة The House of Heaven حتى يكون ماركة كولومبية فخمة. بأن مثل ما اسمه بيوحي The House of Heaven، كلمة الجنة نستوحي منها نحن كل التصميم، إن كان من الألوان، إن كان من القماش، أو من الشكل. حتى كل شيء بيستعملوه بيخلوا الإنسان يروح بالحلم مثل ما بيقول. اليوم The House of Heaven هو أهم عمل قام فيه شخص مع بنت عمه لحتى ينال إعجاب الكتار بعالم الموضة، وقدروا يحققوا إعجاب ناس كتير إن كان من كولومبيا، من مكسيكو، أو حتى من الولايات المتحدة. What motivates you within this form of art? شو يلي بيشجعك بهيدا النوع من الفن؟ Do you use Colombian fabrics and technique? هل بتستعمل التقنية والقماش الكولومبي؟ What is the procedure of creating a hat? شو المراحل يلي مستوجبة لتنفيذ قبعة؟ What's next for Simon? شو مشروعك المستقبلي؟
So what motivates us the most to work this craft is the inspiration we get from people and different cultures and their efforts to translate their roots and culture into their clothing and accessories. For example, it's amazing how you can relate a certain pattern or a certain set of fabrics to a specific culture. For example, paja toquilla or toquilla straw, which is a fiber extracted from a palm tree called iraca, which is very Colombian and very Ecuadorian. So any hat aficionado knows that this type of work or this type of craft comes from South America, specifically Colombia or Ecuador. Another kind of fabric we use is wool. This is a beautiful hat from our luxury line. This is a felt hat we call Borsalino. And it is amazing the response we have had with these kind of hats. It is something that can work out of season. I mean, you can use it if you go to a bullfight, you can use it if you go to a farm or a hacienda, as we call it in Mexico. And people are just amazed to watch this quality of work and how it is presented with the beautiful packaging. And well, all our procedures are, as I told you, are handmade. It all starts when our handcrafts from Colombia, specifically the region of Sandoná, Nariño, extract the fibers, these fibers from the iraca palm tree, and start submitting them. And you know, it's like a surgery to weave a hat with this kind of detail. So it all starts handmade, straw by straw, and maybe 15 different procedures are undergone on this hat. For example, for this hat, we also have to use some specialized machinery so we can achieve the coloring, especially the dyeing is very important, the weight and the consistency of the hat. So this is a little bit about the procedures on how we do our hats. And what we would like to do here in Mexico specifically is to establish our brand as an important, emerging and independent brand. And for people to start wearing hats again. It's so fun and so colorful to just walk around the streets of Mazarik or Polanco and look at all these fine ladies and gentlemen wearing a beautiful hat. So that's our vision, and that's what's next for us, to be able to establish this in Mexico as well as it established in Colombia and in the United States.
بحلو قديش الأذواق تختلف وقديش نظرة الناس تتأثر بالمحيط يلي هن عايشين فيه. بيقلنا إنه طريقة اللبس تطغي عليها دايما الجذور، إن كان من القماش يلي بينقوا أو حتى النقش. بيستعملوا بس الخيوط الكولومبية المستخلصة من شجرة إيراكا بالم تري، وبعض القبعات أيضا بيستعملوا للصوف الخروفي الرائع الأندان حتى يقدروا يعملوا قبعات صوفية. خيوط يلي بدهم يستعملوها لحتى يعملوا القبعة، أو بيكونوا عم بيحضروا الصوف، وأوقات بيقلنا بيستعينوا بالمكانات لحتى يقدروا يحضروا هذا الصوف. من بعد ما تصير القبعة جاهزة بيستعملوا أكسسوارات لحتى يزينوا. Do you create collections or unique pieces? هل بتعملوا collection من القبعات أو قطع فردية؟ Are hats a strong coming back to women's wardrobe? هل عادت موضة القبعات؟ سيمون, what about men? وبخصوص الرجال هل بيقدروا يستفيدوا من القبعة؟
Yes, we do both collections and unique pieces. First of all, let's talk about collections. The Panama hat being our best seller, we have to have a stock of these all year round. So every month, approximately, we are continuously working on making new collections featuring specifically new colors for the ribbons. Because sometimes men think green is a little bit too girly or black is too sober for women, so we have to have available this wider range of colors, you know. Also, for wool hats, we must have a very, very big stock as well, so we are continuously making collections. And we have these featuring many beautiful colors like beige, brown, black, even pink sometimes. Those are maybe a little bit tough. You need to have a very sophisticated taste to, to wear a pink hat, but these are available all year round as collections, as well as our Palmera line. And talking about unique pieces, yes, recently we have had many requests to make a unique piece. I would like to show you this picture of one we made specially for our friend Julio Uribe at Hacienda Sotoluca. He's the boss at the hacienda. This used to be a pulque hacienda, this is a typical Mexican beverage made from agave plant as well as tequila. And as you can see, Julio envisioned a fine wool hat shaped in a cowboy's, wear it like the cowboys used to wear it. And it features the most amazing silver metal pin we have ever created. This was also made handmade. This was also done handmade, sorry. And it features how an agave plant looks. Another important unique request we have had is this type of rock and roll hat. This was specially done for a dear friend of Manuela. And as you can see, it features a lot of, rock and roll themed features like the feathers, the silver skull. This was taken, it was a very proud moment for us. This hat was seen in the Burning Man festival in Las Vegas. So as you can see, with the pass of time, men have become more aware of the hat and they are more interested in wearing hats. It's funny, when I am at a fair, I usually, this is a technique I always use. I put on my hat and start walking around the aisles, so men start asking like, wow, that's a beautiful hat, where do you get it from? I'm like, oh, I can show you, please join me. And that's the moment where you hand a business card and they start trying all the models. And at first it's funny because they look the yellows and the pinks and they're like, no, that's too girly for me. But then you start showing them maybe a little bit more sober colors or patterns and they're interested, and like the shame of wearing a hat is worn off. It's really amazing. You have to put it on and really try it and see if you're a hat guy or you're not a hat guy. But yes, as I told you before, it's our mission to put the hat back on the map as a must accessory.
عملنا collections بقلنا، وأيضا عملنا قطع فريدة لزبائننا. آخر قطعة بخبرنا عنها صمموها للصديق خوليو وعملوا له الكاوبوي ستايل هات يلي معمولة من الصوف ومنسقة مع اللون الفضي، وقدروا يحققوا بهالتصميم قبعة جميلة جدا نالت إعجابه وتقديره. نعم، أصبحت القبعة موضة عالمية، مع الأمل أنه نعمل قطع فريدة لماركات مشهورة. بعتقد أنه القبعة فينا نستعملها كل يوم لأنها هي عملية وجميلة بنفس الوقت. مع أنه أغلبية الزبائن عندهم بيقلنا هن من النساء، ولكن كتار من الرجال بيتوقفوا أمام هالقبعات، والمضحك بيقلنا أنه بيحسون مثل ما انهم متأكدين أنه بحق لهم يجربوا هالقبعات ويحبون، أو بيكونوا أوقات مستحيين أنه يسألوا عنهم، ولكن متى بيدخلوا على المحل بيصيروا يحبوا يسألوا عنهم أكتر، وبيبين عليهم قد ايه هن مهتمين بهالموضوع. Are you interested in fashion and trends? بيهمك موضوع الموضة؟ Do you always create pieces for all the seasons? دايما بتعملوا قبعات لجميع الفصول. What are your next projects? شو أعمالكم المقبلة؟
Well, yeah, in the fashion business it is mandatory to be always aware of the latest fashion trends, which is the color of the season, the accessory of the season, what are people wearing in Europe during the summer. But we have found through the experience participating in different markets like Mexico, Colombia, and the United States, that the sustainability trend is the one most appealing to the consumer. And this is, very interesting and beautiful as well, because people are always trying to help the world, even with the things they purchase. So what do they expect from this piece of work, besides being beautiful and luxurious? They want to know if it was done under well-paid circumstances, if the craftsmen and craftwomen are remunerated the way they are supposed to be, if there is no child labor involved during the process of the making of the hats, if the materials are recyclable, or or how the house of heaven is helping the world to be a better place. And that is the special focus we have put on in the latest years. So we have made campaigns to, during these tough times of COVID-19, many craftsmen and craftwomen have lost their jobs, or they don't have regular business inquiries as usual. So part of the purchase our customer do, maybe between 15% and 20% goes to a fund to help these people, so they can keep doing their work and show it to the world is the most important for us. So the sustainability trend is a very important one to be focused on during these times. Also talking about another trend, more fashion oriented, is the vintage. Vintage in the 21st century is very sick and very well, accepted. It's like bring back the 80s, bring back the 70s, even bring back the 50s. For example, it's very, very interesting and joyful to watch a 20-year-old something boy like wearing a Frank Sinatra hat. It looks classy, it looks sophisticated, and also the different colors and shapes that maybe are a thing from the past. No, they are an emerging trend as well here in the 21st century. So both, sustainability and fashion are the key to succeed in this world. It's a tough world, people are very envious sometimes, and they want to, put down your work or whatever. No, if you have these two elements on your side, you're good to go in the fashion industry.
من المهم جدا أن نكون مطلعين على الموضة، ولكن هالعمل صار له أيضا أبعاد اجتماعية، ونحن عم نشتغل كتير على هيدي النقطة مثل ما بيقلنا سيما. في ناس بيخبرنا بحبوا يلبسوا ألوان صيفية حتى بموسم الشتاء، من هيك دايما بيحضروا قبعات لجميع الفصول. بخبرنا أيضا أنه موضة الفينتج هي مرغوبة جدا، وهي موضة بسنة 2020 وهم بيستعملوا لها الصوف. بقلنا حابين ننشر عملنا بجميع القارات، فنحن صرنا موجودين بمكسيكو، بكولومبيا، وبالولايات المتحدة، وحابين هلا ندخل على أوروبا، آسيا، وأيضا أستراليا. من هون نحن فرحين إنه نعرض عملنا بلبنان، ونحن أكيدين إنه رح تحبوا كتير الشغل يلي عم نعمله. Designers are able to separate clearly their work time from their personal time. برأيك بمجال الموضة بيقدر الواحد يفصل بين الوقت يلي بيكون عم يشتغل فيه والوقت الشخصي يلي عم يمضي؟ Do you think the accelerated rhythm of fashion has distorted this industry? هل برأيك الموضة السريعة أثرت سلباً على هذا المجال؟
I think this is more a question for Manuela to answer, but well, on her behalf, I would like to answer what I think she would say. There is a fine line I find between, a designer's work and free time. I think a designer times is never stops, Inspiration is everywhere. Inspiration can strike you at any moment, at any given situation, whether you're in a holiday, you're in a family reunion, you're reading something, you're watching something on TV. Inspiration is everywhere, so you have to have all your senses open and be as sensitive as possible to, like a sponge, absorb all this inspiration. The world is an endless scenery, and you can be inspired by at any chance. So inspiration doesn't discriminate if you're in a holiday, in your free time, or you're still working. It is something that is just inevitable, Since the fashion industry has this accelerated rhythm, every time more and more influencers are talking on this trend and this trend and this trend and that, a designer should not be, like to be 100% worried about what people say. I think the key to real, from the heart fashion is authenticity. I mean, you can follow some guidelines maybe, but the more authentic you are, and the more authentic your product can be and your brand, the less the agitated rhythm of fashion is going to affect you. Let your ideas flow. Don't be a cliche, don't be a stereotype, be unique, break the rules, be a free spirit in the fashion world.
طبعا الجواب هو لا، لأنه المصمم مش لازم يوقف عن العمل. بعدنا عم نتعلم بقلنا كل يوم وكل دقيقة وبكل شيء عم نعمله، إن كان بالألوان بالقماش وغيرهم، ولازم دايما كل شيء يكون عم بيلهمنا. حتى بالعطلة عم بيعطينا مثل، هو ومانويلا بيعملوا وبينبشوا على اشياء غريبة وبيصيروا يلاقوا اشياء تثير انتباههم باللي عم بيشوفوه وعم بيشاهدوه وعم بيحسوا. من هون كل لحظة عم بيعيشوها عم بيكونوا عم بياخدوا منها افكار لعملهم. برأيه بعالم الموضة مش لازم بس نكون محدودين انه نتبع القواعد، لانه ما في شيء بيدوم بالموضة. الموضة رح تضل تتغير دايما وبسرعة، فلازم نتعلم ما ننقل عن حدا، انما نخلق دايما شيء جديد. Is it possible to be happy in the world of fashion? هل برأيك الموضة والعمل فيها بتخلق فرح؟ Tell us about one of your best memories. خبرنا عن إحدى ذكرياتك الجميلة. Besides designing hats, what other activities do you do? شو هن الأعمال التانية غير تنسيق القبعات يلي بتقوم فيها؟
Okay, for this question, let's put fashion business or fashion industry on the side, and let's talk about happiness. The pursuit of happiness should be the most important goal to achieve in your life. And maybe the question is not what is happiness, but where is happiness? Happiness should be found in the work you enjoy to do the most. In my own personal case, happiness has been found in all the professional endeavors I have started since I decided I won't be working anymore for big companies, An example in my life, I used to work in the music industry producing concerts. I am a big fan of rock music, so for me it was the golden opportunity to work in this type of business, producing concerts, meeting rock stars, getting to hang around with them, ask them questions, learn from their personal experience. Those have been maybe the most amazing memories and the happiest memories in my life. Also working with the House of Heaven. I mean, how cannot you be happy doing this such fine work and with your own family? I mean, my cousin is my partner, so that's also been a happy moment for me, getting to show this fine work to the whole world. It's our goal to go to Africa, go to the Middle East with you, thanks to the network to giving this valuable time. Why not, maybe in a couple of years we're gonna be featured in a fashion show in Australia. You always have to keep dreaming and keep dreaming on pursuing your happiness. I mean, this is something I would like to share with you. Be always happy and be always in the endless pursuit of your own happiness.
أكيد هيدا العمل بيقدر يخلق فينا فرح طالما نحنا منحبه. برأيي بس منحب عملنا منبدع فيه. شخصيا أنا فخور جدا باللي وصلت له، والآتي بعد رح يكون أكيد أحسن. دايما بكل شيء منقطع بحياتنا بمطبات، ولكن المثابرة بقلنا مهمة. مش لازم نعتقد إنه الحل إنه نوقف بمحلنا، لازم دايما نضل عم نجرب. ومن هون بتذكر لما بعنا القبعات على البحر، وهي كان ذكرى جميلة ما بنقدر ننسيها. هونيك عرضنا القبعات وقدروا يشوفون كل الناس. بيقلنا إنه أنا مهندس، عملت أيضا بكذا مجال، إن كان من الموسيقى أو الموضة أو البزنس أو حتى التكنولوجيا والخدمات المالية. ولكن أكتر شي حبه هو The House of Heaven، وأكتر شي بيفرح بالعمل فيه. بيقلنا حابب هو يسافر أكتر ويتعرف على بلدان أكتر، وهيك بيقدر يصير يعرف عن حضارات مختلفة وأيضا مأكولات مختلفة، ويتعرف على ناس جديد. أيضا بيقلنا هو حابب يعمل عائلة ويجيب أولاد، وكذلك الأمر بالنسبة لمانويلا. What do you think about the women nowadays? And do you have anything else to add? خبرنا عن رأيك بالمرأة بأيامنا، وخبرنا إذا عندك أي شيء تاني بتحب تضيفه.
So again, a very tough question that maybe I would love Manuela to answer by herself, but on her behalf, I would like to say the following. You know, we are equal, men and women. I mean, since we're young, at a very young age, boys and girls should be empowered in the same, you know, philosophy. I mean, you should not be raised like this is a boy's job and you boy you should do this, or girl this is a girl's job and you should do this. No, I mean, both boys and girls, and I like to say it again, from a very young age should be empowered, not only to stand out professionally as you ask me, but to stand out happily. I mean, you can be the best professional at your job, but if you're not happy, you're not going anywhere. And as in fashion, following trends and stereotypes are not going to take you far. So again, you know, I like to speak about the theme of happiness. I mean, since we are both equal, we have equal rights and equal needs, we should be empowered in the same direction, you know, to be happy, not just to be professional, but to be professionally happy, or happily professional, you know, however you would like to take it. In my own personal case, for example, I've been questioned like, you're in a design fair and 98% of the attendants and vendors are all women. You're just like the only guy here. Are you at the wrong place? No, sir, I am not in the wrong place. I am in the right place. I decided to be here, and I am happy, you know, I'm happy here with my cousin, helping her to bring this brand to the successfulness we want to achieve. So never be bothered by people questioning you. People are going to question you in everything you do in life. Don't let these people detour you from your pursuit of happiness. Don't listen to everybody. Listen to your own self. Listen to your heart. What brings you joy? Always remember, this brings me joy and this is what I should do. So it is important for future generations to be empowered in this way. We have been empowered, you know, as cousins and as young kids. So this is my message to you. Never treat a girl different from a boy. Never draw this line between them. They are both the same and they both deserve to be happy and successful.
بيقلنا انه الرجل والمرأة متساويين بأيامنا، ولازم دايما نشجع أولادنا انه يعملوا بالشيء اللي بيحبوه. مش لازم نميز بين الصبي والبنت من هنا وصغار، ونحدد انه في اعمال مخصصة للرجل او للمرأة. هو عم بيعمل بمجال الموضة يلي الأغلبية فيه هن نساء، ولكن هو سعيد جدا. ما لازم أبدا بيقلنا نسمع الناس السلبيين وناخد رأيهم إذا كان هذا الرأي ما بيقدم بحياتنا. وأيضا مش لازم دايما نمشي حسب المعايير الاجتماعية، لأنه ما بحياتنا هيك رح نقدر نكون بالمكان يلي منحبه. Thank you, Simon, for taking us today to the world of fashion. We wish you all the best, and may your work be expanded all over the world and all your wishes come true. مشاهدينا، هيك بنوصل لختام الفقرة. ما تنسوا تشاهدونا بالحلقة المقبلة.